Good afternoon, people. This is your girl from MEL'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 269 of the show. How is everybody doing on this crappy fucking Friday afternoon? Um I know I was supposed to try to do a review of Deadline and Final Battle. My computer has been doing acting a little bit weird, and it was kind of, they said it was full or something. So I couldn't fix it. I dumped everything. Finally, after it updated and everything, I was able to fix it. And that was yesterday. So I said, "Oh, screw it." Made it to set. All I know is that Deadline and Final Battle was a great Saturday of wrestling. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. I did. I can make an extra giving my thoughts about it probably maybe this coming weekends. That's neither here nor there. But I do want to get to the actual podcast. Normally I would do one every week and everything. So this is it. So I want to apologize. I just didn't happen for me. So wondering, it's coffee. And I have it on a warmer, so I have a nice hot cup of coffee at all times. So we're going to be getting ready for the Royal Rumble. We're going to get ready for uh, Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom is like a can't miss show now. Because Carl Anderson had retained against Hikuleo, and we're going to have Carl Anderson versus Tamatanga, and I'm not going to miss that. No, I'm not. I know it goes from I'm not supporting the OC to now I'm supporting the OC. It's the person, you know, uh, you know, seriously, like, it is what it is. But hopefully that he wins, and we still have this opening. What is it called? What is it? Hopefully that this is a marriage made in heaven. I hopefully that we have this marriage of New Japan and WWE. And maybe if Carl Anderson is a good wizard, if we could get AEW thrown in the mix. Now you're probably wondering what my thoughts on with the McMahon situation. And you know what? Now I may be making a another video, probably maybe Sunday. I'll make it Saturday and I'll release it for Sunday so you guys have something to do. But yeah, I'm not thrilled with that whole situation with McMahon possibly coming back. It's going to scare a lot of people off, and now he's got new allegations. So is he going to come back, have these allegations, and think it's going to go away? No, not in this day and age, because guess what? A lot of fucking CEOs and whatnot have not come back, and he shouldn't come back. WWE is fine without him. It's making more money than it has been in decades. So what the fuck is his problem? Because he's an egotistical, maniacal maniac. And he should be in prison right now for fucking the shit that he has done. But anywho, let's get this ball started, because let me tell you something. Today's a really crappy day here in New York. I want to go get this finished, go take a nice hot shower, start preparing my dinner, because it's 12:32 here in New York. You'll be getting this at hopefully 2 p.m., if not sometime afterwards. I want to go and enjoy the rest of my Friday, because I got to go see my son tomorrow. And it's going to be freezing. I'm not looking forward to it. But that's neither here or there. But let's get this started. You know what I like to plug. You know what I like to plug. But I got an announcement on my Twitter. I am verified. I got the blue check today. I just noticed it this morning, and I'm verified. You can come. That's truly me who is tweeting and everything. So, It's not somebody who's pretending to be me, and it's me. So come follow me on there, and come follow me on Instagram, TikTok. It's MEL'S Mat Chat, and go check me out on Facebook and on Snapchat. So also please go check out Harry's.com to get all your toiletry essentials. Please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com for your beard essentials. If you want to murder your thirst, get the greatest sparkling water and mountain water, which is Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check it out at Liquid Death, not Liquid, Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Get really good cup of coffee for your buck, and go check out all their merch. And please, next weekend we are going to be there's going to be Revelation from HOG House of Glory. So if you're in the area and if there's still tickets, go check out hogwrestling.net. And if you're in the greater Pennsylvania area, go check out Outbreak and Sanctuary Wrestling on their social media apps. Okay. Last week on SmackDown, they featured a big tag team championship match with they defended against Sheamus and Butch. Butch is replacing Sheamus because he had some sort of eardrum injury and he couldn't be cleared. Advertised a special birthday celebration for Kurt Angle and much, much more. So we start off with the undisputed tag team champions, the Usos, versus Sheamus and Butch. We had the Brawling Brutes represented tonight. Our opening championship match begins with Sheamus and Uso. The two lock up and Sheamus backs Jimmy into the corner. Sheamus gets a headlock takedown and hits a big shoulder tackle. Sheamus blocks a hip toss attempt from Jimmy and hits a lariat. Butch and Jay both tag in and Jay hits a flying forearm in the corner. Jimmy makes the blind tag and Jimmy and Jay double team slam Butch off the top rope. We come back from commercial break. Back live with Jay Uso Irish whipping Butch headfirst into the middle turnbuckle. Jimmy tags in and hits a top rope elbow and covers for a 2. Butch hits an enziguri, but Jay Uso tags in and hits Sheamus with a forearm to prevent Butch from making the tag. Jay goes for a Rikishi-style splash in the corner, but Butch counters with a big boot. Sheamus and Jimmy Uso are both tagged in, and Sheamus hits a power slam. Jimmy rolls to the apron, and Jay climbs up. Is caught by Butch and Sheamus, and Butch hit both Usos with a combination total of 35 beats to the bottom ram. Holy moly, that was crazy. Sheamus places Jimmy on the top and hits an avalanche white noise and covers for a 2 count. We go to commercial break. Back live with Jay and Butch fighting on the top rope. Butch snaps Jay's finger to knock him down to the mat. Jimmy causes a distraction and Jay hits Butch with a neck breaker. Sheamus hits Jimmy with a white noise on the apron. Jay hits Sheamus with a tope suicida. Butch then hits a moonsault to take out both Usos. Back in the ring, Butch hits a tornado DDT and covers Jay for a 2 count. Butch hits a double foot stomp to the hands. Jimmy tags in and Butch sidestep flips out of the corner and covers off the Insuri powerbomb for a 2 count. Sheamus tags in and Sheamus and Butch hit a double team Razor's Edge into a neck breaker. Combination and Butch covers for a 2. Sheamus goes for a white noise, but Sami Zayn causes a distraction before Rich Holland hits Zayn with a lariat. Solo Sikoa takes out Holland with a spinning solo outside the ring. Sheamus goes for a bro kick, but Jay counters with a super kick. Butch tags in and Jimmy makes the blind tag. The Usos hit Butch with a 1D, and Jimmy covers for a 3 count. Winners, the Usos. So that is that. This has got to be leading to I want to know, who do you think is going to take the titles off of the Usos? I'm really curious to hear about that. We go to commercial break and we have back live. LA Knight is in the ring with the crowd boos, which angers him. Knight calls the crowd puppets, and he calls out Bray Wyatt, saying he has struck fear into Wyatt. Knight says that he's calling Wyatt's bluff that it wasn't him, and Knight shows him a footage on the Titantron. Knight points out a footage of a mysterious masked figure in the background, or multiple incidents of Knights being attacked. The footage glitches out and turns into a video package with rapidly cut footage of various spooky related things and the occasional straight up picture of the video Wyatt himself. Knight says he's seen all he needs to see, and he drops the mic and he runs to the back. We go and come back from a commercial break, and we have Legado del Fantasma versus the Viking Raiders. There's actually a tag team division in SmackDown. Holy shit. There's actually a story going on. It's ridiculous how it may be, but it's actually something that's other than the Usos. Shocking. Oh my god. The match begins with Eric hitting Wild with a shoulder tackle. Ivar tags in, hits a corner spear before tagging Eric back in, who goes for a pop-out powerbomb, but Wild counters with a Hurricane Rana. The match interrupted by Hit Row's music hitting and B-Fab sitting on a chair at the top of the entrance ramp. Top Dollar and Ashanti run in with chairs to take out the Viking Raiders and end the match with a no contest. Valhalla runs in and B-Fab runs to hit a super kick. The segment ends with Hit Row standing tall in the ring. We cut to LA Knight walking through the halls of backstage area. Knight opens a door and hits his locker room, where to find a Bray Wyatt shirt hanging up. Ooh, that's so scary. The lights cut out and Knight turns to see a masked figure standing there as we cut to commercial. We're back live with SmackDown World Cup winner Ricochet making his entrance. After Ricochet entrance, everybody gets into the ring. And we have a contract signing for the Intercontinental Championship. The official, Adam Pearce, is in the ring to make the contract signing official. Pearce was cut off on the mic by the New Day making their entrance. Woods apologized for interrupting Pearce. Kingston says they know how contract signings goes. Gunther is going to get mad, and all of Imperium is going to try to attack Ricochet, but they won't have any of that. Woods says they are here to support Ricochet. Gunther grabs the mic and tells Ricochet he took the title from him and he has beaten him before to prove he's unworthy of the Intercontinental title. Gunther says the Imperium respects the sport of professional wrestling, not performers. I love hearing professional wrestling. I don't know about you. Let me know. Go to my verified Twitter account and let me know. Okay? MEL'S Mat Chat. Okay. Not performers. Woods hears this and spins into an Imperium can't perform chant, while letting Gunther know that there are pills for that to take sponsorship. Blue Chew. That's all I need to say. See, when I'm with somebody, they don't need Blue Chew with me. I am their Blue Chew. I know, I just said that, and I don't give a shit. Eventually, everything breaks down as Pierce calls out for a ref to make an impromptu 6-man tag, as Teddy Long would say, holla, 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 proudly from his living room. So we have the New Day versus Ricochet and... Wait, we have New Day and Ricochet versus Imperium. The match officially begins with Ricochet and Kaiser. Kaiser gets a head scissors takedown, but Ricochet flips to land on his feet. Ricochet tags Woods in, who hits Kaiser with a dropkick. Woods hits a lariat and Vinci makes the blind tag and stomps Woods in the corner. Now, I want this to be tonight main events. What they should do, the last or the first SmackDown should be pay-per-view. A pay-per-view. Get fucking Fox to fucking pull 7 o'clock off. We need like a 7:30 start time. We go and we fucking give those men at least 35 minutes to 45 minutes to do their thing. Then you're gonna see the fucking goddamn ratings go up. Guarantee it. With John Cena? Come on. Pay-per-view. Pay me, Hunter. Pay me. So we got live back, and we have Vinci having Woods in a headlock. Woods goes for a lariat, but Vinci counters it into a backbreaker. Gunther tags in and hits a running splash. Kaiser tags into the match and locks Woods in with an armbar. Kaiser hits a big chop in the corner. Kaiser lifts Woods to the top rope. Woods hits a headbutt to knock Kaiser down to the mat. Woods hits a missile dropkick and tags in Kingston in, and Vinci is also tagged in. Kingston hits a flying crossbody. The fight spills outside where Gunther throws Kingston over the announce table. We come back from a commercial break. The match continues with Kaiser having Kingston in a headlock. Ricochet and Gunther are both tagged in, and Gunther hits a big boot. Ricochet rolls out of the power slam, but is then hit with a big chop from Gunther. Kaiser tags in as Kingston does. Kaiser goes up top, but is intercepted by Ricochet with a Hurricane Rana. Ricochet tags in, hits a shooting star press, and covers Kaiser for a 3. The New Day and Ricochet picks up the victory. We then go to Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Oh my God, first time ever, basically. The match begins with Baszler and Nox. Nox breaks free of a wrist lock with a slap and hits a arm drag takedown. Nox hits a running splash in the corner. Rousey tags in and hits a judo throw and taunts Morgan in the corner and long enough for Mox to get the roll up for a 2. Baszler tags in as Nox makes the tag to Morgan. Morgan hits a knee strike in the corner and followed with a missile drop kick from the middle rope. Baszler hits a German suplex. Raquel Rodriguez comes down to the ramp as WWE officials try to prevent the injured Rodriguez from getting in the ring. Off the distraction, Nox hits a Shining Wizard, and Morgan covers Baszler for a 3. Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox picks up the victory. So we come back from commercial, and we have Kurt Angle's birthday celebration. And Angle gets in the ring and thanks the crowd before being interrupted by Alpha Academy. Gable says Angle did not want them at his celebration because he's afraid of being upstaged by a true Olympic hero. Gable and Otis get in the ring, and Gable says Angle no longer has integrity. He lost his intensity, and if he had any intelligence left, he would leave the ring now. And if he doesn't, he might leave with another broken freaking neck. Angle leaves the ring and walks to the back. Angle says if they're going to eat his birthday cake, they're going to need a lot of milk. Gable Stevenson rides out to the ring in a milk truck. Angle and Stevenson throw bottles of milk at the Alpha Academy before Angle gets serious and breaks out the big hose and sprays Alpha Academy out of the ring with a giant hose like it's 2001. SmackDown goes off the air. They're all celebrating. And if you watched it, Jason Jordan made a cameo, which I find to be great because it's what? Please say it with me. Long-term booking. I just feel bad that he's not in the ring, and hopefully that He's doing the same things that Edge and Soraya and Danielson and everybody did to possibly get back in the ring. And even Edge. If they could all do it, he could do it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe in another couple years, we're going to hear the comeback to Jason Jordan. And if that's not the case, please allow him to go out there and say, hey, you haven't seen me for a while. You know who I am, blah, blah, blah. I just want to take the time out saying that I have to retire. It's been official. We wanted to make sure everything was on the up and up. And I'm announcing my retirement. Give him that. Give him that. I'm all up for that, you know? All right, next is Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was, I fell asleep. I went back and watched the rest of it the next day. I was exhausted. I needed to sleep. I just needed to sleep. They had the number one contendership for the United States Championship, also the Raw Championship. So we had two matches that we've had booked for days now. And I'm liking the fact that they are now telling us what's going to go on next week. So we're not going into a blind eye. We start off the show with the Raw Women's Championship number one contenders match. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Damage control music plays. Everybody comes in and blah, blah, blah. Bianca Belair had no reasons to be out there. None. She should be watching them up at the freaking stage away from the fucking match. She had no business. She had no fucking business. She grabbed Bayley. Meanwhile, she put her hands on her first, which should have caused the referee to call a disqualification. Alexa Bliss should have lost. Bayley should have won. Logic gap. I think Bruce Pritchard is writing Raw. Triple H is writing SmackDown, and that's it. Until TV rights and everything and WrestleMania is come and gone, I think that's how it's going to be for the time being until after WrestleMania. The match begins with Bayley attacking Bliss in the corner. Bliss fights back with a sunset flip on Bayley. Bayley rolls outside in the ring. Bayley attacks Bliss and hits a suplex. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss fights back with a shoulder tackle and attacks her viciously. Bliss hits the double knees to the midsection. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bayley sends Bliss into the ring post and we go to commercial break. Bayley works Alexa Bliss. She backs Bliss in the corner. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss fights back and goes for a double knees but misses, and Bayley with a blow to the back of Bliss's head. Bayley sets Bliss up, but Bliss hits a Hurricane Rana. Bliss rolls up, but no pinfall. Bayley with a clothesline. She picks up Bliss and slams her. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss rolls to the outside of the ring. Bayley drags her to the apron, but Bliss hangs on the second rope. Bayley runs into the barricade and Bliss kicks her in the head. She gets on the apron and dives onto Bayley. She sends her into the ring. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss hits a DDT. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bliss climbs up top, but is stopped by Bayley, who is pushed off. Bliss goes for a sunset flip. Bayley slams her into the turnbuckle. Cover 1-2 kick out. Bayley with Bayley to belly cover 1-2 kick out. Bayley exposes the turnbuckle. Belair distracts Bayley and Alexa sends her to the outside. Bayley goes to punch Bliss, but she ducks and Belair catches Bayley. Bayley attacks Bliss and sends her into the ring. Bayley and Belair argue. She gets back into the ring. Bliss drop kicks Bayley. She climbs to the top rope and hits a twisted Bliss for the win. So Alexa Bliss gets the title opportunity, probably at Royal Rumble. That's what I surmise. After the match, Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss hug, and then Bliss teases Sister Abigail and snaps out of it. Byron Saxton interviews Alpha Academy, who sees right through Byron Saxton. He calls Angle a dinosaur who isn't good enough to be in the ring with them. They are interrupted by the OC. Gable asks them why are they laughing. AJ says they are laughing at a video of Gable from SmackDown. Gable calls Styles a fossil. Styles challenges Gable to a match. Now, if you notice, the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, all right, we're going to use his real wrestling name. He was over in New Japan to defend of his IWGP Never Openweight Championship, which he retained. And I like the fact that they're not like, oh, he's injured or he had to attend to something else. We all know where the fuck he is. Just acknowledge it. I mean, it's not a big fucking deal, you know? So we end up having AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. They all go to the ring. The match starts with Gable takes down Styles and wrestles him. He allows Styles to get back up. Styles sends him into the rope and hits a drop kick. Styles with a backbreaker. Gable fights back with chops. Styles sends Gable outside, but Otis catches him. Styles goes for a running knee by Gable, catches him, and plants him on the apron before sending him into the steel steps. Come back from commercial. The suplex. Gable attempts the suplex, but Styles slips out and trips him. He then hits multiple clotheslines. Styles with a splash in the corner and a backbreaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Gable hits a German suplex. He goes for a third German suplex, but Styles counters it with a Pele kick. Styles goes for a clothesline, but Gable reverses it with a German suplex. AJ goes for a calf crusher, but Gable reverses it into an ankle lock. Styles reverses it into a calf crusher, but Gable rolls into an ankle lock. Styles escapes, but Gable hits a Northern Light suplex, cover 1-2 kick out. Gable climbs to the top rope and goes for a moonsault, but misses, and Styles hits him with the Styles Clash for a win. AJ Styles picks up the win. I just got to check. I got a text. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me go check something out. Okay. So we got backstage. Gargano and Loomis discuss what to do with their money, with Loomis's money. Candice tells them they have everything that they need. It's time for giving. Gargano tells him he's got an idea. So we have Judgment Day versus the Street Profits and Akira Tozawa. I am telling you, if fucking Dominic doesn't fucking push Rhea Ripley up against the fucking wall or up near the ring and kisses her, when we're missing out on a fucking money moment here. I need them to kiss. I don't know about you. I need them to kiss because I need the how can I say the juices flowing in my body. Okay, so you know where I'm coming from. Kathy Kelly interviews the Street Profits before they go out to the ring, and the match starts with Damian Priest and Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins drop kicks Priest with a right hand. Priest tags in Dominic, who attacks Dawkins. He tags out. Tozawa kicks Balor's chest. Balor attacks Akira in the corner. Akira sends Balor outside and hits the rope, but is distracted by Priest as Balor attacks him from behind. The Judgment Day poses in the corner. I love that. I don't know if you love that, but I love that. What I even love more is when Rhea and Damian do the high five like Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash did, and now Dominic is getting involved on it. I love that stuff. As a click supporter, when I was there at the precipice of the click, it just brings a warm heart to it brings a warm feeling to the cockles of my soul, you know? We go to commercial. Ford kicks Priest and goes for the clothesline, but no effect. Ford hits the running blockbuster. He takes out all of Judgment Day, but Priest launches him over the announce table. Ford gets back in the ring, and Priest hits a clothesline. Cover 1-2 kick out. He tags out Dominic and continues to work on Ford. Dominic hits the suplex and tags him out. tags out as Finn attacks Ford. Ford tags in Dawkins, but the official didn't see it. Balor tags in Priest, who attacks Ford in the corner, and they all tag in and out and attack Ford. Cover 1-2 kick out. Ford tags in Dawkins, who attacks all of Judgment Day. He splashes on Balor and hits a red neck breaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Dominic breaks the cover 1-2. Dominic breaks the pin attempt. He picks up Balor. But Finn plants him with a reverse DDT. Both men tag out. Akira attacks Dominic. Tozawa with a drop kick. Ford takes out Balor, but is taken out by Priest, who hits South of Heaven on Street Profits. Akira sends him to the outside. He sends Dominic outside and dives into him. Akira hits DDT on Balor and Dominic. He climbs to the top rope, but Priest stops in and plants him into the mat as Dominic pins him with the razor's edge. I love when the Judgment Day win. It's like it should be a national day, a national hour. Everybody should celebrate. So that is that. Gargano. We go to Gargano and Loomis buying all the merchandise in the concourse area. So they want to spread holiday cheer. They give it out to everybody. So we come back and Gargano and Loomis come to the arena and then they wish everybody a Merry Christmas, yada, yada, yada. He says they have so much to be grateful for. Loomis distributes the merchandise into the crowd. Gargano says he wanted to give back to the WWE Universe. They continue to distribute the goodies to the crowd. They are attacked by Miz from behind, who escapes with the money in the bag, but he's stopped by Adam Pearce, who orders Miz to give back the money to Dexter Loomis, because it's Dexter Loomis's money. Gargano asks Miz to get in the ring. He asks Miz to give Dexter his money back. Miz says this is his money. Dexter leaves to get an axe, but Pierce stops him and orders Miz to give him back the money. Miz says he will do anything to keep this money, including earn it back with a match. Gargano whispers something Dexter's ears and tells Miz that Dexter will give him a chance to win it back, his money, in a ladder match for double or nothing. I cannot believe he said that. Miz says he's broke, but Gargano isn't buying. He tells Miz to ask Maurice for more money for a ladder. Miz says he will get the money. Gargano says that Miz will have to help them give away goodies dressed as Santa's little elf, and he takes the bag from Miz. Miz distributes the money in anger. We go to commercial break. We have Candice LeRae versus Io Sky. The match begins with Candice LeRae takes down Io and hits a senton. Cover 1-2 kick out. She hits the enziguri. Io fights back with a flapjack and goes to work on Candice. She sends Candice to the outside of the ring and goes to attack her, but LeRae with a neck breaker on the second rope. We come back from commercial break. Io continues to work on Candice. Candice fights back with strikes. Candice with a clothesline and attacks her in the corner. She then hits a tornado DDT. Cover 1-2 kick out. She climbs to the top rope, but drop kicks to the outside by Sky. Io goes for a sunset flip, but stops her and hits a poison rana. She sends Io in the ring. Cover 1-2 kick out. Io with a strike and follows it with a bridging German suplex, but no pinfall. Io climbs to the top rope, but stopped, and Leo goes for a swinging neck breaker, but is knocked down, and Sky hits a moonsault for the win. Winner, Io Sky. She's a champion. She needs to win. So Kathy Kelly interviews Kevin Owens backstage, who says Solo is a dangerous man. He's interrupted by Elias, who asks if he can count on Owens to be in his corner tonight. Owens says he hasn't forgotten about the torture he was put through. He says last time Elias smashed him with a good card. Elias says, let's focus on tonight. Says and says he needs him. Owens walks away speechless. It was the whole thing with Elias and Ezekiel and whatnot. I love coffee. It's a delicious nectar of the gods. So we have Elias versus Solo Sequoia after the commercial break. Elias is in the ring. He introduces himself and plays the guitar. He thanks the crowd for showing up. He says he has a match against Sequoia, but he wanted to honor Riddle first because he's out because of a wellness policy because of the cocaine. And I'm not going to censor myself because that's exactly what it is. He couldn't get WWE doesn't do marijuana anymore. So for the Gorillas of Destiny, I think you could start working with Triple H. We want you over. The Usos versus the Gorillas of Destiny. Please take my money, please. Where's my wallet? Here. He says that Riddle's dream to perform with him, and he wanted to do it something special. He says Riddle. He says he misses Riddle. He says he found lyrics that Riddle has written specifically for them to play. He takes out and it looks like a fucking blunt at this point. Elias then strums the guitar, and sings Riddle's song. Solo interrupts him and he comes out with Sami Zayn. The match starts with Elias attacks Sequoia, but Sequoia fights back with strikes and headbutts. Sequoia with an elbow to Elias. He goes to work on Sequoia. Sequoia is sent outside by Elias. Sequoia takes a steel chair but is stopped by Sami. Go to commercial. Sequoia with a Samoan drop. Cover 1-2 kick out. Sequoia dives off the second rope but misses. Elias fights back with strikes and chops in the corner. He hits the splash in the corner and follows it with a spinebuster. Elias with jumping knee and a net breaker. Cover 1-2 kick out. Zayn distracts Elias and Sequoia tries to take advantage. Elias sent to the apron and Sequoia hits the super kick. He brings him in the ring, hits a spinning solo for the win. Elias picks up the win. No, sorry. Solo Sequoia for the win. Sorry. After the match, Sequoia attacks Elias viciously. Zayn picks him up and Solo hits the Samoan spike. Thank you, Umaga. Sequoia goes to bring the steel chair. He attacks Elias with the chair and places it around his neck. Owen comes in the ring and stuns Sequoia. He takes the chair from around Elias's neck and dares Sequoia to get in the ring. Kevin Owens stuns Elias. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Now, this is my girl. She's my new girl, and I didn't realize how gorgeous she is. She was coming in, she only had her eye makeup, and she just had like this really like their makeup, but it wasn't their makeup. And oh my God. Let's just say she could rip tie me any day of the week. Multiple times. And of course, Rhea Ripley is going to go to the match with her pumpy, her Latino heats. Ripley and Asuka go out to the ring. Asuka with a vicious strike. They start off the match with a vicious strike from Asuka. She drop kicks Ripley and continues to attack Asuka, slam to the match. Ripley goes to work on Asuka. Asuka goes for the armbar, but Ripley gets to the rope. Ripley brings Asuka to the apron. Asuka with a hip attack and double knees to the jaw. We go to commercial break. Ripley continues to work Asuka. Asuka fights back, but not enough. Ripley goes back to work on Asuka. Both women exchange kicks, knocking each other down. Asuka fights back with strikes and knocks her down. Cover 1-2 kick out. Ripley on the apron. Asuka with a hip attack. Dominic gets in Asuka's way and distracts her by allowing Ripley to attack her. She then goes for Riptide, but Asuka goes for the Asuka lock, but Dominic helps put her foot on the rope. Asuka with the miss to Dominic. Rhea attacks Asuka from behind. Riptide for the win. So then after the match, he's got mist in his eye. So he's like, Mommy, I can't see. Mommy, I can't see. I'm fucking... let's just say the juices were... Okay? I was fucking... oh my God. I love these two. Oh my God, yes. So then after the match, we have Bobby Lashley shown up backstage warming up. They come back to... Dominic is backstage in pain, and his stablemates are trying to calm him down. He's like, it burns, Mommy, it burns. And then of course, Damian Priest, being the Kevin Nash, this is a Kevin Nash fucking mentality, or Shawn or Triple H mentality back in the day. He's like, at least nothing else burns, you know? I'm sitting there fucking, Rhea wants to fucking deck him. I'm to the point that I had to start laughing because it was so fucking funny. I was watching this, having a cup of coffee the following morning, okay? So then we go to Dolph Ziggler. Cuts a promo backstage telling Austin Theory what the United States Championship means to him and everybody else. He then tells Theory to do the work or he won't be worthy of the title. To be quite honest, he shouldn't be talking about the title because of what he did. He just legitimately tossed it and said, I'm not doing it. So we're going to believe him? Absolutely not. We go for the number one contendership for the WWE United States Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins. So we start the match. They're both in the ring. Rollins fights back, but knocked down by Lashley. Rollins sent outside. Lashley sends Rollins into the barricade. He picks up Rollins, but is sent into the post. Rollins with a flying knee. He sends Lashley back into the ring. Lashley slams Rollins into the steps. Theory looks on backstage, where he should be. If he wants to be taken seriously, he stays the fuck away from that match. Lashley attacks Rollins in the corner and hits a neck breaker. Lashley hits the suplex. Lashley sets Rollins up in the corner. Rollins bites Lashley, sending him into the mat. He hits the crossbody cover 1-2 kick out. Lashley sent to the outside. He hits the suicide dive a couple of times. He hits the super kick and hits a Falcon Arrow cover 1-2 kick out. Lashley rolls out of the ring. Lashley picks up Rollins and slams him into the post. He goes for the spear, but Rollins rolls him up and hits the spear. Cover 1-2 kick out. He then hits a frog splash. Cover 1-2 kick out. Rollins goes for the stomp, but blocked, and Lashley hits a power slam. Lashley locks in the hurt lock, and the referee is knocked out of the ring. Lashley spears Rollins. Cover 1-2 kick out. He goes for the spear again, but Rollins counters it into the pedigree for the win. So he's going to be the one that's taking on Austin Theory, hopefully at the Royal Rumble. After the match, Bobby Lashley attacks the referee. Adam Pearce comes out and argues with Lashley. Pearce fires Lashley, and that's the end. But 24 hours later, he rescinds the firing. He was a little too hasty. So let's see where this goes. Does this bring back Brock Lesnar? Who knows? Maybe for the Royal Rumble, get it done, get it over with, and then give Brock Lesnar Gunther. That's the way I would book it. On to NXT. I'm actually going to cover a little bit of NXT because there was a new women's champion, and subsequently the firing or the release of Mandy Rose. Now, I'm going to give you my quick synopsis on this. Mandy Rose was playing with fire. She knew what this company is. She knew that they have no tolerance, and she kept pushing the envelope. She said she was making more than the WWE was paying her, But the problem is that she still was working for the company. There is no excuses. There is no excuses. She should have said, you know what? I'm going to do the best thing. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't want to be a focal point. I will be that gatekeeper and nobody will know the wiser. But she kept on pushing her envelope, pushing this. And what was WWE going to do? Stephanie probably got the fucking word and said, oh my God, we can't have this woman on the roster because she is not being PG and she can't be doing this. What I've heard that she left with good intentions. Everybody's fine with everyone another. If she wants to come back, she's more than welcome. And if she comes back, she will be handsomely rewarded. Yada, yada, yada. She may be also in the Royal Rumble. Maybe she worked out some deal. We don't know. So we're not going to speculate. But what we already know was that she was doing stuff that PG company and a publicly traded company cannot have. It's porn. It's fucking porn. The company is directed towards kids. I don't understand why people are fucking goddamn so salty of this. Mandy apparently doesn't care. She's going to be making money hand over fist. No pun intended. Leave her be. Everything. Why are you making up a fucking mountain of a molehill? It's a little shocking, but she did the right thing. She dropped the title and she didn't fucking take the title and fucking run. Jesus Christ. It's not a big deal, people. Oh, Lord. Dear Jesus Christmas, you know? I can understand if she wasn't doing anything wrong and she was just doing the lingerie and shit like that, and then she gets fired, then I'd have a problem. But this, I'm sorry. That's my cutoff. You're not going to do that knowing that you're in a position of being a representative of a company that's a publicly traded company. They invested in that to be wholesome, not to be fucking smut, you know? As a parent, I'm in ways I'm glad, and in ways I'm not glad, you know? NXT opened up with Roxanne Perez in the ring on the microphone. She thanks the crowd and is immediately interrupted by our other Iron Survivor Challenge winner, Grayson Waller, rolls up in a Hummer. He walks into the ring and cuts a promo of his own about how he made history at Deadline, and he made it look easy. Perez has to literally scream at him to get out, to get him to at him to get him to shut up, and tells him she did the same thing he did, just she did it from a number one spot. Grayson cracks that she had to go first because she had to go home for bedtime. Well, he went out and partied with Johnny Bananas, but she right about one thing. The biggest win of either of their careers, but the difference is she peaked at 21 because no way she's beating Mandy Rose. Braun Breaker comes out. He tells Grayson Waller he's wrong, and Roxanne Perez is the Iron Woman in NXT. She's going 25 minutes and outlasting the best the roster has to offer. And no one gives a damn what he thinks. Waller says Perez won despite not understanding the game. It's not about how long, it's about how many falls. And she got 2 in his first 20 seconds in the ring. He's going to take that title from Braun and make it a moment. But Breaker wants to make a moment right now, and he hops the barricade and chases Waller out of the arena. Mandy Rose blindsides Perez with the NXT Women's Championship and leaves her laying. In the trainer's room, JD McDonald is getting checked out when the Creeds roll up. He insists we're good to go at deadline, and JD had to go and ruin it for Julius, doing that thing to his knee. Brutus says tonight he's going to hurt McDonald, and JD rambles about brotherly love for a moment. Roxanne Perez gets on the mic and hurls swears at Rose and demands that she put the title on tonight, and Mandy agrees. Backstage, we see Wesley brawling with Channing Stacks Lorenzo while Tony D'Angelo follows. The brawl reaches the ring area. The brawl reaches the ringside area. Lee stops himself from getting thrown into the steel steps and throws Stacks in. And we have a match. Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Wes Lee. Non-title match. Lee with a bulldog. Stacks fires back with a neck breaker and punches into the ropes. Whip across. Uppercut connects over for a one. To the floor with Wes with a huge tope con hero, and we go to break. Back from commercial, Lorenzo in control with a rear chin lock, grinding Lee boot up in the ropes, but Stacks gets a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker for a two. Achilles lock applied. West crawling to the bottom rope, but Channing drags him back into the center and refuses to break the grip. Up kicks for separation. Other backbreaker crossbody, but Lee won't stay down. Getting up punches, elbow, leg lariat, strike, rush into a snapmare, and drop kick to the back. Gambarini in the corner. German suplex handspring. Wesley wins by pinfall. Enter Donovan Dijakovic, or Donovan Dijak. He gets up on the apron and stares Lee down before taking his sunglasses off as Tony D'Angelo attacks and hits a back suplex. Rock bottom. Duke Hudson is seen shaking hands with Drew Gulak, and Andre Chase rolls up to ask what's that about. He apologizes about last week and he admits that Hudson was right and he was wrong. Thea Hell wasn't ready for Ivy Nile. Duke says he's not transferring and he still has lots to learn. He's going to give Damon Kemp and Andre Trace university-sized ass whooping. Katie Carter and Katana Chance make their entrance to join the commentary booth, and we go to break. Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley versus Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. All four women brawling at the bell. Toxic dumps the baby faces to the floor and take them out with a dive, a kick before taunting the champions on commentary. Quick cover from Dolan on Nile. Ivy with elbow and forearms. Whip reverse. Short arm lariats. Set up and STO, but the Diamond Mine women won't stay down. Tag to JC. Combination kicks. Ivy lays them both out and goes out after. JC decking her with a forearms roundhouse for GD. Jane throws over the announce desk and into the tag champs. Pie facing Paxley, throwing both of them in the ring. Carter and Chance pull the Toxics out of the ring. Toxic Attraction wins by disqualification. Post-match, the brawl continues, and the referees run down to pull everybody apart. Fallon Henley is on the phone with her dad, somber, while Brooks and Jensen Josh Briggs if his shirt is too tight. She asks if his shirt's too tight. Henley says her dad is worried about her because the bar isn't making enough money, and the boys offer any help they could turn things around before declaring that 2023 is going to be their year. We see Von Wagner and Odyssey Jones walking backstage separately, and we go to break. Back from commercial, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are talking about how hot Angela Bassett is. I mean, they're not wrong. Hayes says he still is the man. Trick brings up a social media post from Axiom and makes him look bad, and Carmelo tells him to delete the picture because he's going to delete Axiom. Odyssey Jones, Von versus Von Wagner. Shoulder blocks. Wagner wants more. Down in a 3-point stance, Jones joins him and they charge at each other. Odyssey with the chop block punches into the ropes. Vaughn looking for a sleeper, but Jones backs him into the corner until he breaks it. Big lariat, stinger splash, back elbow, catch a crossbody into the world's strongest slam. Malik Blade with a drop kick while the ref isn't looking. Odyssey takes advantage. Odyssey Jones wins by pinfall with a big splash. Big Body Javi is interviewed backstage. He says he's going to prove that he's one of a kind talent to all his big body bandits. Don't like that. How about big body ballers? No, big body bulldogs. Can't keep his big body believers wanting baby. And we go to break. Ikemen Jiro versus big body Javier Bernal. Bernal backs him into the corner. Jiro dodges away. Javi with a mat slam, but he kips up. Ikemen with a wrist lock, shots off shoulder to block. Bernal with a bulldog, a cover, only two mounted punches. Big body takes him to the floor, fake out, throwing him over the barricade into the crowd. Jiro with a front flip leg back inside elbow with Blazer Avalanche Frankensteiner. Ikemen Jiro wins by pinfall with a drop kick. Post-match script attacks Jiro takes place with takes his blazer and puts it on before hitting a front senton flip. New Day shown walking to send us to break. Back from commercial, we get Wendy Chu video package where she explains the method of her madness and relates a sad story of slumber party gone wrong. We see Roxanne Perez get ready for her match. New Day make their entrance as your new tag team champions. They talk up their win and their Triple Crown and Kofi's record for most individual reigns at 15. Xavier Woods talks about being there 10 years ago when NXT started and points out he had the first NXT match ever against Big E, funny enough. He was the first person to graduate from the Performance Center to go to Raw, but he never sat right that he didn't get a chance to win a title in NXT. And here he is. They celebrate briefly, but is interrupted by Pretty Deadly. They complain that the New Day ruined their Christmas, but the New Day points out Santa is here and they never ruined Christmas for him. Woods taunts them about England getting kicked out of the World Cup, and eventually somehow we get Pretty Deadly pledging allegiance. Bridge and Jensen come running down with an American flag for convenience. They congratulate the New Day, say that they're giving the title shots out for pledging allegiance. They're gunning for it. They recite the Pledge of Allegiance while Pretty Deadly cover their ears in cringe. The New Day say that they'll talk about getting a title match set up for next week and tell Pretty Deadly how easy life could be if they just do as they're told. J.D. McDonough makes his entrance and we go to break. We come back from commercial. Elektra Lopez says Indy Hartwell can't win the matches that matter, and if she had been in the Iron Survivor Challenge, Indy blindsides her and we got a match and we got a brawl. No, so we just got a brawl. Brutus Creed versus JD McDonough. Circling collar elbow tie-up. McDonough up in the turnbuckles, headlock, takeover, shot off the elbow, ropes for another elbow, chops and open palms. Big drop kick, but Creed says stays on his feet. Big double axe handles on all fours, charging for big lefts and rights in the corner. Double leg into colossal ham hocks. Brutus gets passed to the floor, and JD drops him into the announce desk, targeting the hand, smashing in into the apron, breaking the count, back inside, elbow to the forearm, whip across, drop kick, reverse into a catapult, and McDonald crashes to the floor. JD with a cheap shot to Julius on the floor. Low bridge sends Brutus over the ropes. Penalty kick off the apron. Back inside, the short arm Saito. McDonald wins by pinfall with a short arm Saito suplex. Zoe starts his interview backstage. She calls Nikita Lyons a cloud chaser who can't hang with her and wastes the roster space. She didn't want to wrestle Nikita. She's saving herself, and now she changed her mind. Let her bring her TikTok dances to the ring. Be ring. She'll be in the ring. She'll be in the ring. The real talent. Let we get one last Lyra Valkyrie hype reel before we go to break. Back from commercial, we get Isla Dawn vignette where she talks about the plants she used to poison the referees at Deadline. Amari Miller versus Lyra Valkyrie. Collar elbow tire. Valkyrie with a hip toss cover for a 2. Back to the lockup. Wrist lock. Miller reverses to headlock. Shot off. Drop down. Leapfrog. Side under. Insecurity staggers Amari and sends her to the floor. Big drop in the ropes following after putting Miller back inside, whip blocked. Amari with a back elbow smashing Lyra's face into the turnbuckles. Back off by the referee, whip reverse. Kick combo, Northern Lights suplex, the bridge only 2. Sidestep, a charge. Miller sidesteps big senton. Lyra blocks a kick, reverse roundhouse kick, connects Lyra on top. Lyra wins by pinfall with a frog splash. Axiom interview backstage. He says he can't. He says you can tell he's nervous and admits that joke and that he's not afraid. He asks Mackenzie to look into his eyes and see that he fears absolutely nothing. After the beats, Mellows, he says, a huge smile on his face. Chase U makes their entrance and send us to break. Back from commercial, Kiana James confronts Brooke Jensen. She sees him schlepping like a lost dog and admits he's worried about Fallon Henley's financial problems. James brings him an early Christmas gift, a nice shirt that is actually fits. If he's going to become champion, he should look like one. Kiana says she's sure Fallon will figure out something in the meantime. He should focus on what he can control, which is winning those tag team titles. We zoom in on the 3 women tag teams from earlier. They're basically beating the crap of one another in the back. Well, also Robbie Brookside's there, so hopefully maybe we can get back Zaya Brookside. That would be great, adding her to the whole slew of the women's division in NXT. Damon Kemp versus Duke Hudson. Kemp hot out of the gates, running neckbreaker into a mounted punches, choking Hudson and scrapping his forearms in his face, pressing the attack, reverse chinlock. Drew Gulak is out here, and Andre Chase gets in his face and tells Duke is all Chase you. Damon with forearms. Hudson powers up. Big slide slam, flip flop and fly, turning up the band. Big boot connects. Duke Hudson wins by pinfall with a big boot. We see our main event competitors walking to the ring, which is Mandy Rose and Roxanne Perez. We go to commercial and we come back. Mandy Rose defending her title against Roxanne Perez. Perez starts off strong handspring over the fallen champ with a curtsy for a good measure. Rose with a leg pick. Roxanne picks her away, but Mandy comes in with a dropkick hip toss and La Casadora into a Oklahoma roll. Sidestep puts the champ into the post. Perez drives on her and follows with rolling soul butt. Pop rocks denied. Roxanne goes into the steel steps, sends us to break. Back from commercial, back and forth. Perez with a shotgun dropkick that sends Mandy into the corner. Charging uppercut gets a big boot. Avalanche Frankensteiner can't keep Rose down. Tilt-a-whirl slam into the slam from the champion. LaBelle lock follows Perez reverse into a pin, only to eat the running knee, but she kicks out. Underhook looking for Angel's wings. Reverse into a small package. Still no. Rolling soul butt sends her up. Roxanne wins the NXT Women's Champion by pinfall with pop rocks, and we have a celebratory situation going on there. But yeah, I don't understand why people are making such a big deal about this. We know what's going on. We don't know what the parties actually sat down, and maybe, you know, they both left on good terms. Jesus Christ. I know it's a really weird situation that people can leave on good terms, but they left on good terms. You know? Let's mind our own business. This is none of our business. She's going to do what she wants to do. She's going to make money hand over fist, and we just be happy for her. Jesus Christ. She wants to continue wrestling. She's got the avenues to do it. Dear freaking Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. I swear, give me the fucking strength here. You know? I can understand if she was fucking thrown out and she wasn't given the opportunity to explain herself. Then that's an whole other different ball game. But everybody left. Everybody is playing patty cakes. Let's leave it alone, okay? On to AEW. We start off with last week's Rampage. We have which we did that on preview and predictions. Let's go right into Dynamite, and then I can get you out of here. Yes, we can get you out of here. We can enjoy the rest of Friday, and I could go take a nice hot shower and do what I need to do, baby. I love when my tablet doesn't do what I want it to do, you know? All right, we have Winter is Coming, and this is coming from the Curtis Colville Center in Garland, Texas. We start off with the best of 7 series, match 4. AEW World Trios Champions, the Death Triangle, Pac, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Ray Phoenix versus the Elite Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. The Death Triangle are up 2-1. Nick Jackson and Penta El Zero Miedo trade offense each other, countering the other. Ray Phoenix tagged in, and the Young Bucks used tandem offense. Pac and Kenta Omega and Kenny Omega tagged in for the respective teams. Kenny Omega smashed Pac's face first into the mat. Matt and Kenny hit double planches to the outside while Nick followed up, jumping off the top turnbuckle onto Pac. Nick tweaked his ankle and tagged out. Someone needs to take a look at that, Don Callis said. Brandon Cutler used some sort of cold spray on Nick's ankle. Doc Sampson gave medical attention to Nick on the outside. Penta blast Omega with a tope through the ropes. Pac nailed Matt with a standing moonsault for a near fall. Nick Jackson was taken to the back to be examined by Doc Sampson. Matt Jackson rallied with 2 Northern Lights suplexes on Ray and then served one up to Penta El Zero Miedo. Kenny Omega clobbered Pac with a Polish hammer strike. Omega followed up with a moonsault off the second rope for a near fall on Pac. Omega sent Pac crashing to the mat with a Snapdragon suplex. Omega attempted his Terminator dive in, but Pac yanked Kenny's leg from out from underneath him. Omega came back with a diving back elbow. Kenny planted Pac with a brainbuster. Penta El Zeno Miedo smashed Matt with a fear factor on the apron. Omega was left to fight for himself against the Lucha Brothers. Ray Phoenix landed on Omega with an inverted frog splash. Pac tried for a black arrow, but Omega rolled out of the way. Nick Jackson hobbled back to the ring. It's just that the Elite needed. It's just what the Elite needed. Out to the ring, said Excalibur. Nick caught Ray Phoenix with a cutter utilizing ground-based offense due to his tweaked ankle. Nick tried to super kick Ray Phoenix, but Phoenix blocked it and held Nick's leg while the ref was distracted. Penta's El Zeno Miedo smashed the Timekeeper's hammer into Nick's ankle, and then the Death Triangle was victorious. So they're up 3-1. Can Death Triangle close out next week on Dynamite? Wondered Excalibur. Kenny Omega, so you've got a message for you. I want to make sure you hear it. If you watch sports, you know that a 3-1 deficit is pretty bad. How about next match we make the hammer legal? Can't lie, not want to lay down the hammer like you guys, but how about we make all weapons legal? How about a no DQ match? So this is going to be an ante up from the Elite. I got to blow my nose. Hold on 1 second. AEW World Champion MJF backstage with Alex Marvez. MJF, Ricky Starks, you finally did it. They're calling what you had a star-making performance. When I first appeared in AEW, I was already a star. All hits and no misses. I'm just curious, Ricky, how many at-bats did you have before you had your first home run? I'm a star maker, so you're welcome for the rub, Rick. We were about to hear from the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Acclaim, but we had a little bit of run-in from Jeff Jarrett. We don't have the likes of Spears. We don't have the likes of Miro. We don't have those people, but we have Jeff Jarrett. So we have Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Sadaman Singh, and Jeff Jarrett attacked the Acclaim behind as Caster was rapping. Jeff Jarrett cracked his guitar over the head and of Max Caster. Jarrett, yo, Acclaim, do we have your attention now? Scissor this, you slap nut. I'm over this slap nut. I mean, this scissor shit. I'm over it. I'm really over it. It needs to be retired. Tony Schiavone was backstage with former Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho and the members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho, I'm going to take my frustrations out on some jobber until I get my rematch against Claudio. Jericho told Daniel Garcia that he should have never had lost that pure title to Wheeler Yuta at Final Battle. Jericho told Garcia he has to shadow his elder Sammy Guevara. The Embassy, The Machine Brian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Now, Brian Cage is the new 6-man World Tag Team Champion, the ROH. So it's good to see gold around his waist, but it's ROH. He should have been with the Omegas and all that stuff. Jack stunned Brian Cage with a kick and then diving Hurricane Rana. Jack Perry charged at Brian Cage, but Cage hoisted up Jack and rammed him into the turnbuckles. Brian Cage suplexed Jungle Boy from the outside over the top rope, and then into the ring. Brian Cage used Jungle Boy to do bicep curls and then tossed Jungle Boy overhead. Jungle Boy staggered Cage with a comeback lariat. Jack Jack Perry planted Cage with a DDT. Cage sent Jungle Boy for a ride with a full Nelson driver. Jungle Boy rocked Brian Cage with a Canadian destroyer. Jack Perry made Brian Cage tap out with the snapmare, but ref Aubrey Edwards didn't see it. Brian Cage inadvertently hit Prince Nana, and then Jungle Boy used Cage momentum to roll him up for the pin. Winner, Jack Perry. Perry, I beat Luchasaurus. I beat Brian Cage. Now I want Big Bill. Stokely Hathaway came out and said to be careful for what he wished for. Lee Moriarty and Big Bill attacked Jungle Boy 2-on-1. Big Bill choked, slammed Jungle Boy. Hook's music hit. Hook came down to help to get rid of Big Bill and Lee, and they retreated. We'll fight on my time, Stokely yelled into the camera. Hook helped Jungle Boy get to his feet, and I'm thinking Jungle Hook, Hook Boy, or Jungle Hook, or something catchy. Jon Moxley backstage with ROH champion Claudio Castagnoli and Ring of Honor Pure champion Wheeler Yuta. They've got to get rid of Wheeler. Give him another name. Just go by Yuta. It's very simple. It's very simple. Claudio, 2023, we're putting everyone on notice. If you think we're good, we're better. Moxley, one last worm to stomp out. Sammy Guevara, you're a gutsy kid. So gutsy, in fact, I think you will show up on Rampage. And I promise I will stomp your face and leave you for dead. And Hangman Page, I always say, you know where to find me. And bring your Dark Order buddies too, if you want. The House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews with Julia Hart versus The Factory, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Cole Carter. Julia spit the black mist in Camarado's eyes, and he looks like that he could be brought into the House of Black as that enforcer. So I'm hoping that this kind of turns him, because he's looking like he could turn to be in the House of Black, which I'm hoping. And I want to put this out here right now. I don't know what the fuck it is. I went from being in with Pretty Boys, all Pretty Boys just did it for me. Now it's satanic, it's freaking goth. I'm like, let's just say Jesus cannot take this wheel at all. He is so far from it that freaking his Satan's taking the wheel, and I'm up shit's creek without a paddle. Anywho, let's move on. The factory was destroyed, and then the House of Black surrounded QT. Malachi nearly decapitated QT with a roundhouse kick, Black Mass, and then pinned him. That's how you make a statement, said Excalibur. This is where we have the 1, 2, 3 kid moment, and I'm thrilled that Chris Jericho did what he did for this guy. Ocho Cinco, Chris Jericho versus Action Abrahantes. Jericho slapped Abrahantes at the start of the match. Jericho gouged his opponent's eyes. Jericho bullied Abrahantes with chops to the chest. Jericho was caught off guard with a tornado from Abrahantes. Jericho nailed Abrahantes with a Death Valley driver and then a code breaker. Jericho went for the cover, but Abrahantes kicked out at 2. Somehow, Action Abrahantes is still in this match with Chris Jericho. Ocho Cinco, said Excalibur. Abrahantes landed some chops, then Jericho poked him in the eyes. He rocked Abrahantes with an elbow for a good measure. Abrahantes used a backbreaker into a neckbreaker. Abrahantes attempted split neck moonsault, but Jericho countered by raising his knees into Abrahantes' ribs. Abrahantes ducked the Judas effect and then sent Jericho to the outside with a lariat. This crowd is stunned, said Excalibur. Abrahantes pinned Jericho after running shooting star press. Are you kidding me, said Taz. I've seen so much stuff in the years, but I've never seen anything like this. We're seeing moment that we will never forget, said Tony Schiavone. What a debut, added Excalibur. Upset of the decade, replied Taz, And he is now all elite. He was signed as soon as he came back, and Tony Khan gave him a contract. Ruby Soho versus Jericho Appreciation Society member Tay Mello with Sammy Guevara. Tay blasted Ruby with a boot as Ruby was making her entrance. Outside the ring, Ruby Soho whipped Tay into the barricade. Tay returned the favor, sending Ruby into the barricade and then the steel ring steps. Ruby sent Tay flying into 3 back suplexes outside the ring. Tay rocked Ruby with a DDT on the ramp. Back in the ring, Ruby rammed Tay's face into the turnbuckles. Ruby ascended to the top rope and jumped, but Tay rolled out of the way. Tay connected with a pump kick to Ruby's nose for a near fall. Tay landed a God-style power driver on Ruby for a 2 count. Ruby had the Tay KO scouted and then pinned Tay after hitting a destination unknown. Anna Jay stormed out to the ring, blindsided Ruby Soho. Anna planted Ruby's face on the mat. So apparently we're probably going to get that match either tonight or next week. Alex Marvez attempted to interview Hangman Adam Page on his update on his what's going on with him in his medical update. Hangman Adam Page, I'll give you a status update. I'll give you one I never gave in October. I was in an ambulance. They started asking me some questions. They asked me my son's name, and I didn't know for a whole hour. I've been to hell. That's hell. And if John Moxley wants to fight me this Friday, but if he's going to tempt me to go back to hell, I'm taking his ass with me. The main event time, and I gotta blow my nose again. We have a rainy day, and my allergies shouldn't be getting to me, but apparently so. I hope I'm not coming down with a cold or anything. So we're going to have a double thing. Winner gets the whole shebang, the world title and the Diamond Dynamite ring. So we have MJF versus Absolute Ricky Starks. We start the match off with MJF strutted after avoiding a trip from Ricky. Absolute Ricky Starks fired back with a shoulder tackle. Ricky tossed MJF with a back body drop. He followed up with a sunset flip for a near fall on MJF. Starks rolled up MJF with an inside cradle for a 2 count. MJ poked Ricky in the eyes. Max whipped Ricky into the turnbuckles. MJF dropped Starks across the ring rope, seemingly knocking the wind out of Ricky Starks. Starks gave everything he had with desperation lariat to MJF. Starks planted MJF with the Liger Bomb for a near fall. Starks charged at MJF, but MJF dodged him. Starks crushed headfirst into the turnbuckles. MJF began working Starks' arm. MJF powerbombed Starks for a knee on his knee for a 2 count. That's tough. Your spine landing on someone's knee, but you can see the champ is little frustrated now, said Taz. The fans chants, "This is awesome." MJF stomped on Ricky's arm. The two men began to slug it out in the center of the ring until MJF thumbed Stark's eyes in the eye. Stark speared MJF, but immediately clutched his arm. A very timely spear by Ricky Starks, unable to capitalize. He said Excalibur. Starks draped his arm over MJF for a near fall, but MJF rolled out and transitioned into the salt of the earth armbar. Starks forced the ref to break, reaching the bottom rope with his long legs. MJF tried for another armbar, but Starks rolled him up for a 2 count. Starks was looking for the Rochambeau, but MJF countered with a low blow and low blow to Starks. While the ref was distracted, MJF pinned Starks. He rocked him with that kick, and said Tony Schiavone. After the match, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, chased MJF away. Bryan Danielson has made it clear this far from over from MJF, motivated, looking for revenge, said Excalibur. Bryan Danielson does not want to be champion. So he's going to probably put over in the biggest way possible MJF so he could be as heel. Now get this, when he comes home, when MJF comes home to Farmingdale, New York, which is a 20 fucking minute ride from me, he's going to be cheered. He's going to be fucking cheered. He's going to shit on the Long Island, and I'm there for it. I'm growing an appreciation for Mr. Friedman. So that's basically it. I have some stuff that's going to be going on this weekend. Sunday, I may sit down and just bullshit for 3 hours. I have nothing to do on Sunday after I take care of some filing and take care of some other things and whatnot. You're going to get me for 3 hours, and it's going to be just talking about subject. I'm going to write everything up, do a run through, and give you my thoughts on it. Something fun. And then after that, you can get me out on my official blue check Twitter. You can also find me over at TikTok, MEL'S, Mat Chat, and Instagram. And Twitter and Instagram, the whole gambit. Also find me on Facebook and Snapchat. Please do me a favor, go check out harrys.com for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Please go check out Maestro Classics for all the beard essentials. Please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com to murder your thirst to get the greatest sparkling water on God's green earth. Please go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com for all your coffee essentials and really righteous coffee. Please go next week, and I think it is, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be HOG Wrestling, House of Glory. They're going to have a really great match. Jacob Fatu versus former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis. Low Key versus Kenta. What else? Those two matches alone is money to go get it on Fight TV. Also, please go check out, if you can get the tickets, go check them out in person. If there's any tickets left, go check it out on hogwrestling.net and go check out the social medias of the promotions in Pennsylvania, which are Outbreak and Sanctuary. I'm getting out of here. It's like an hour and almost 30 minutes that you've had me. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Friday. You will hopefully be seeing this, hopefully, and within the hour when I upload it. So I want everybody to have a great Friday. I'm going to record it. You'll hopefully get it around about 4-ish, I'm going to say. 4-ish. And then I'm just going to, Saturday or Sunday, whatever time I get to go sit down for 3 hours and bullshit with all of you. And then you can follow me right on Twitter, and we can cross-promote and everything. So have a great Friday, and I will see you on the upload tomorrow for Sunday. I love you all. Enjoy your Fridays, and 'tis the season. Love you all. Bye.